Hi guys, it's Sandy here again from Salmon Fishing Holidays Scotland, and today I wanted to talk to you about chasing springers on the fly. Now, I'm sure you'll agree that probably the ultimate in our sport is to catch a springer on the fly. I mean, it has to be the ultimate achievement. These fish are so rare, so strong, so powerful that it is really a true achievement if you're lucky enough to do this. And I suppose that got me thinking, what is really important when it comes to trying to catch a springer on a fly when you're thinking about the fly itself? So is it like the actual fly pattern? So whether that be a Willy Gunn or a Kinermony Killer, or is it more the actual profile of the fly? And I suppose like when we're talking about springers, we're talking about fresh springers in this context. So maybe a fish that has been in the river no more than say 24 to 48 hours. So naturally these fish can often be really aggressive. And actually some people say that a fresh springer is actually quite easy to catch, but quite difficult to find. So if you can get your fly in front of them, then it's quite likely to have a go and have a grab at the fly. But because there's not many of them, and often early in the season, rivers can be in spate and can be quite high, it's often a case that you're looking for a needle in a haystack. So, I think like a lot of the time, us anglers are totally obsessed with fly pattern, and we all know what we mean when we talk about fly pattern. So I've got a couple of examples here. So this is a tube fly, as you can all see, and that is a Kinermony Killer. And this is, what do you call it? A sort of gold-bodied sort of Willy Gunn with jungle cock. So these are two different, clearly distinct, two different patterns of fly. But are they actually that different? Does it really matter to a fresh springer which of these you use? Now, I know as I've already said, us anglers, we can be so obsessed with the actual fly pattern itself. But what about if you flip it and go, well, actually the fly pattern doesn't really matter when it comes to a fresh springer, but it's more about fly profile. So what do we mean by fly profile? So I suppose you can break it down and you can talk about the actual tone of the fly. So whether it's light or dark. So if there's a lot of black in a fly in the wing, then that's obviously darker. And if there's more lighter materials, then lighter in colour materials, then the tone is lighter. Also the size of the fly. So whether you're fishing a big tube, 1 inch, 2 inch tube, or a dress double. So the size varies a lot, and you can encompass that into the fly profile as well. Also the weight of the fly. So I mean that's more applies more when you're talking about tube flies. So tube flies can be sort of various weights. Anything from really light, which is plastic, right through to brass, copper and tungsten. And then last but not least, the speed and the depth that your fly is fishing in the water column. So for example, this is a really famous fly. These are both the same pattern, but they have quite different profiles. So they are both lightning bolt flies, as you can see. So this is the tube fly version, yeah. And then this is a smaller dress double. So these are the same pattern, as you can clearly see, but they have quite different profiles. So maybe it's not so much that we get obsessed when it comes to spring fishing and fly selection about the individual pattern itself, but maybe think more about the tone of the fly, the size of the fly, the weight of the fly, because that determines the depth at which the fly is fishing, and also the speed of the fly. And all these things together combine, and that's what gives you the profile of the fly. So personally, I don't think the actual pattern for when you're fishing for fresh springers, so again, going back to the fact that a fish that's been in the river no longer than 24 to 48 hours, which is naturally quite aggressive, is that important, but it's more about the other factors which make up the profile. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. Hopefully going forwards, you won't get too hung up about whether you're going to fish a 1.5 inch Willy Gunn tube or a 1.5 inch Kinermony Killer. Instead, maybe consider the size of the fly, the depth and the speed at which it's fishing, and also the tone, which is whether it's light or dark. And if you get these things right, I don't really think it matters what the pattern of the fly is. Okay, that's all for today. Hope you've enjoyed that wee discussion about fly pattern and fly profile. Until the next time, tight lines, and may your rods be buckled.